If you know what the word spatchcock means, then you might be interested to learn that over the last few years, I've experimented a lot with spatchcocking. And if you don't know what spatchcock means, then what I just said probably sounds weird and disturbing and painful. So if you've never heard of spatchcock or spatchcocking or spatchcocked, it's not really a dirty word, sounds like it is, but it's actually a method for cooking meat, primarily poultry, where what you do is you cut the backbone out of the bird and lay it flat. And with Thanksgiving right around the corner, I figured I would show you how to make a spatchcock turkey. So why would you spatchcock anything? And I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna laugh and smirk every time I say spatchcock, but I will try my best not to, but it's gonna be hard. Poor word choice there. So why should you spatchcock your turkey this Thanksgiving? The reasons are many. For one, it cooks in half the time as a traditional way because everything is flattened out. Everything cooks evenly. So think about what happens with your usual Thanksgiving turkey roasted in the oven. The breast meat kind of tends to cook faster, so it gets dried. Sometimes the inner thigh meat remains a little undercooked. So by spatchcocking, it cooks fast, it cooks evenly. You don't have to worry about overcooked breasts, undercooked thighs. And honestly, it tastes better. Something like the heat just gets all around the meat, so it just gets the skin really crispy. So I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to spatchcock a turkey this Thanksgiving. Spatchcocked Thanksgiving turkey. Let's go make it awkward. And I have a feeling it's going to get pretty awkward here today. So here's our turkey, about to get spatchcocked. So the first step is to remove the giblets. And it's always interesting to see what parts of the turkey you find in here. You all know what this part is, the neck. And here's our bag of giblets. So if you get easily grossed out, you might want to turn away. But here's the liver. And another part of the liver. I believe this is the gizzard, which helps them grind up all the food that they eat. And the heart. So some people like to use the giblets for gravy. I don't, because it's a lot of work. You have to chop them up really finely, and then the gravy gets all lumpy. Who wants lumpy, gizzardy gravy? Not me. So then sometimes the turkeys have this plastic thing in them. I don't know why they're there. So I will attempt to take this out. Got it. So we are ready to spatchcock this turkey. I have my brand new poultry shears. In the past, I used the kitchen shears that come in the knife set. It's definitely doable that way. It's just kind of hard. You really have to put some muscle into spatchcocking it. Hopefully this makes it a bit easier. So you want to cut all the way through all the bones and everything on each side of the backbone. I swear this is the hardest part of spatchcocking, but eventually you'll get the backbone free. And don't throw it out, put it in a plastic bag and keep it in the freezer, and you can make soup. I'll probably do a video showing you how to do that. And then you stand it up, and now you want to press down on it until it makes a snapping sound. Now I'm brushing the underside of the turkey with a mixture of half a cup of olive oil and a teaspoon each of ground sage, thyme, onion powder, and garlic powder. Then sprinkle generously with salt and pepper. Then flip it over and do the same. And then you'll want to put it in the oven for an hour and a half at 450 degrees. So our spatchcocked turkey is now a spatchcooked turkey. It's out of the oven, looking great. I'll try to spin around so you can see all angles. It's nice and crispy. So one of the downsides of spatchcocking is that you don't get that picture perfect, beautiful roasted turkey. The position's a little weird. Some people might find it attractive, up to you. So although it looks perfect, there were a couple stumbles along the way. One is that I was a little heavy-handed with my salt, and I used kosher salt, which has really big crystals instead of regular table salt. So it had all these patches of just big pieces of salt. The other thing, at one point the house got a little smoky. It was burning a little bit. Part of it might be my oven. Actually, the numbers are kind of faded on my dial, so I'm not 100% sure I got it at 450. But either way, so the solution to those two problems, I just poured some water over the top, help dissolve some of that salt and cool down the skin a little so it stopped burning. Again, I am not a professional chef. Sometimes I bumble my way through things, hence the title Deliciously Awkward. But yeah, it's also always important to adapt and figure out what the problem is and try to find a solution. So anyway, so now that it is out, you're supposed to let your meat rest. So otherwise the juices flow out too quickly, and that's the last thing you want from your meat. So I'm gonna cover it with foil and I will be right back. So while the meat is resting behind me, and you wanna have it do that for about 15, 20 minutes or so, I figured I would talk more about the history of spatchcocking. Little known fact, but one of the world's first references to spatchcocking was done by none other than William Shakespeare. Pretty early in his career, he wrote a poem called Spatchcock. Again, one of the first references, and I thought I would read it for you. Okay. Spatchcock. If thou want thy turkey's precious breast to cooketh alongside the rest, spatchcock. If you wish to avoid it the most unpleasant surprise of a pair of undercooked thighs, spatchcock. To ensureth thy turkey has golden crispy skin, with moist and flavorful meat within, spatchcock. A rather peculiar word that makes for a most delicious bird, spatchcock. So here's a really easy way to make some really good gravy. Just heat up 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, then add 3 tablespoons of flour. Mix it all together and keep cooking until it gets golden and bubbly. Then you add drippings from the pan that you roasted the turkey in. If there's not enough gravy, you can add some water to bulk it up like I did, and then just adjust the seasoning, and there you go, perfectly delicious gravy. So I had some mishaps when I was carving, but it's perfectly cooked. You can see I have a piece of dark meat from the thigh and the white breast meat with our beautiful gravy on top. I'll try the white meat first. Very moist, very well cooked, very flavorful, came out perfect. I get some of this thigh meat, some skin. Yeah, that was so good. It's so soft, so flavorful. I prefer dark meat. How about you guys? Let me know what you guys prefer, but yeah, that is some good meat. So this wraps up our adventure in spatchcocking. Let me know what you think. Would you try this? Did I make you more likely or less likely to want to try spatchcocking? I know it got a little awkward at times, but that's part of the fun. And as I always say, embrace the awkward. And I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time.